Hi, this is Danny from Danny'sDesigns.com, and today I wanted to share with you this cute project that Elaine provided at one of our downline group meetings. If you slide the belly band off, you'll see that it's made out of one of the envelopes from the envelope punch board. And when you open it up inside, she has a little cute thank you card in there. So I wanted to share with you today my version of that card. To start with, you need a piece of real red cardstock. This measures 6 7/8 by 6 7/8, and you'll also need the envelope punch board. So if you set your cardstock in here, you want the left side to measure up at 3.5 inches, and you're going to go ahead and punch and score. Now, ignoring all the measurements over here, you're going to rotate your cardstock 90 degrees to the left, and you're going to line up your score line with this little tab right here. Once you have that lined up, punch it and score. I'm just going to keep going around on all the other sides. And then I'm going to turn my punch board to the side, and right here on this side it's a corner rounder. So insert the edges in and punch. Alright, put the stylus back in the side. We're done with that. Okay, and now I have my bone folder. Go ahead and fold it on all the score lines and burnish that. Okay, I wanted to add a little bit of decoration to the top panel. As you can see in this one, we have the polka dot embossing folder right there. And so on this one, I wanted to use the Spring Flowers embossing folder. This one's from the Occasions catalog. Now this isn't going to fit through the Big Shot, open up like this. So you have to fold these two flaps in, and I only want to emboss this top one. So the way I did it was I opened up my flap and I lined up this bottom edge right here with the score line. Let's see, set it right about there. Once you have that, you're going to get your platform that comes with the Big Shot, and you're going to have that open to tab number 1. You're going to need a clear plate. You can set this down, and then another clear plate on top, and then I'm going to roll this through the Big Shot. Once you're done, you can take off the embossing folder, and then you can see I have this cute little pattern on the top flap only. Okay, set that aside for now. Now it's time to do the card on the inside. What you need for the inside is a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This measures 8 inches by 4 inches, and we need to go ahead and score that in half at the 4-inch mark. Okay. Fold that on the score line and burnish that closed. Alright, now it's time to decorate the card. On Elaine's card she used washi tape, and I decided that I'm going to use instead some little strips of Designer Series paper that come from the Stacked with Love Designer Series paper that's in the Occasions mini catalog. Now, a lot of this does have some Valentine theme to it, but you can see that you can use these stripes and some of the different designs for any occasion. It doesn't just have to be for Valentine's Day. So I have these two little strips right here. The hearts is on the back, so I'm going to use the stripes here, and I'm going to put these down along the edge. I'm going to add some adhesive. Put the stripes on the very edge. Oops. And then put the plaid inside there. Right next to each other. For my stamping, what I'm using is the Crazy About You stamp set. I'm going to use this flower and then a couple of the sentiments from up here. I have the flower mounted on my clear block, and I'm going to stamp it in real red. Stamp that right at the top. I'm going to center it left to right. Okay. And then at the bottom, I wanted to add Happy Birthday. And for that I have the Calypso Coral ink, which coordinates with this Designer Series paper stack. I already have them mounted on my block. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Alright, now I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back and then put that in place. And I'm just going to center it between all the score lines and press it into place. I also thought it'd be really cute if I added a rhinestone to the center of that. So I'm going to pick up one of my large rhinestones here and just put that in the center of the flower. Now it's time to work on the belly band. So for that, I have a piece of the Calypso Coral cardstock. This measures 1 inch by 9.5 inches. And I found the best way to do this is just to wrap it around your card without pre-scoring any lines and adhering it into place. So start with the left side. I want the seam to be in the front because we're going to hide that underneath a decorative piece. And when you're folding this, you don't want it too tight. You want to be able to slip that belly band off. They should overlap just a little bit. Okay. Now that you have those lines, you can line them up and then use your bone folder to press them into place. Now for this, it's going to tend to pull apart, so I'm going to use Fast Fuse on this and just put it on the end here. Press it into place. And for when I fold this up, I like to tuck the two side ends in first, then the bottom and the top. Let's see if I can get this on. A little bit snug, but it's still able to slide. Okay, we're going to set this aside for right now while we do the little decorative piece. So for this, I wanted to use the Deco Label framelits. I want to use the second one in from the smallest, and a piece of Whisper White cardstock. For this, you want to use the magnetic platform, clear plate, put the white cardstock down, put that on there, top plate, and I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. When you're done, it should pop right out of the cardstock. And this is what we're going to put on the front. Again, I'm going to use that same flower stamp that we used for the inside of the card and some real red ink again. Ink it up, and I love the photopolymer because you can see if you're missing ink anywhere. And I'm just going to center that and stamp it right in the middle of my decorative label. Missing a little bit of ink right there, but that's not going to matter. I went ahead and stamped this same flower a couple more times, once more in Real Red, Calypso Coral, and also in Crisp Cantaloupe, and then I cut the flower out in different layers. As you can see, there seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers of the flower. So I used the next largest layer in Calypso Coral, and I just cut around the flower petals. And then I did the next layer in Crisp Cantaloupe, and then the very center in Real Red. I've already done that ahead of time, and then I mounted the layers on top of each other using dimensionals. So I'm going to add a couple dimensionals to the back of this. Take the backs off the dimensionals. And then I'm going to line this up and press it into place. And just like I did on the flower on the inside, I'm going to add one of these large rhinestones into this very center of the flower. Okay, so for this, we're going to go ahead and mount that on top of the belly band. We're going to cover up this seam right here so nobody will see that. I'm going to use a bit of fast fuse. You don't want to go all the way to the edges because this white piece isn't that big. I'm going to center it up using these points as guides and place that right in the middle of the belly band. Press that into place and your card is done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want any of the measurements, lists of any of the supplies I used, there will be a link below the video on my YouTube channel. You can check that out, and also if you want to purchase any of these items, I'll have a link for that as well. Thanks so much for stopping by.